Hey everyone, welcome to Feelings with the Geekiary. I'm Erin. I am here with Jamie, our admin angel, and Dan. We're fans. We have feelings, and this is where we webcast about them. Welcome to our 2018 San Diego Comic-Con Preview Night Special. Yay! So, because this is live and we're all here together, I'm not doing any disclaimers. Just don't get too mad if we say something you don't agree with. Thank you.
The condensed version of disclaimer.
Yeah. So be sure to follow along on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook all this week. We're going to have a lot of coverage. We have a lot going on this year, so that's going to be the best place to find us and see what we're up to, and we'll be posting articles and videos and everything throughout the week. So let's just kind of, I think what we like to do is just kind of go day by day and say what we're planning on doing at this point. Of course, plans change, anything can happen, so these are we hope these are the final plans, but there's always things that come up. So obviously today is Wednesday, it's preview night, so are we doing anything later today?
I have a booth tour at Nickelodeon, like right at the beginning of preview night, so see what they brought. Yep. I'm gonna try and go interview Idol Manga and their virtual reality manga reader. I'm not gonna interview the reader, but I'm gonna interview them about the reader. But who knows? It is virtual reality.
I would like to hear what the reader has to say. I'm going to Ready Party 1 tonight, so we'll see how that goes. And
I have two parties tonight.
Yeah,
I have the Funimation party and Game of Bloggers, which, as we mentioned, is hosted by Tony Kim. So I guess I'll be party hopping between those two. I just have Game of Bloggers, but I had a terrible day getting here, so that's good enough for me. Your plane literally landed like an hour.
You're having a party right now.
I started. Oh yeah, alcohol is happening at the moment.
And I just finished the Jack Ryan experience a few minutes ago. Pictures of that are coming, as well as a quick write-up on it, and then I'll be in preview night and the Game of Bloggers and maybe the Funimation party as well.
Excellent. So you've already had like a pretty full day.
Yes,
Yes,
I just got here and he's already done it.
Yeah.
I already had a 3-hour volunteer session and
Excellent. I mean, so today was really day one for you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I guess let's go on to Thursday. So what's going on Thursday for you, Jamie?
Thursday I'm hoping to be live tweeting from the Bridge panel. If you missed it, we had an interview with Spencer F. Lee, he's the director of From the Bridge. That was posted Monday, I think, so check that out.
We can get that tweeted out again too. So
yeah. And then I'm going to the Project Blue Book activation. So I'll have to figure out where that is.
that's the new History Channel show,
Yeah.
right? Okay. It's like UFO 60s sort of
Something,
thing.
yeah, something like that. It's cool. And then I have an RSVP for the Ready Player One offsite. So I've managed to get that. I have no idea what that is. I hope it's not an escape room because I don't want those. It didn't sound like it.
Escape rooms are the
So
worst.
many of them this year. It sounded it's like a challenge room, but it's only supposed to take 8 minutes. So I'm hoping that I wouldn't think that's an escape room.
well, the Jack Ryan experience is an escape room.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Also, I went out Park escape room. And like, I don't know what The Walking Dead is, but I am afraid that's also
Probably
an escape room.
Yeah, I do not want to be in a zombie.
No, please.
That's just going to take my anxiety through the roof. So.
And then Thursday afternoon is my first press room. It's Night Flyers, which is the news show on Sci-Fi. It's from George R. R. Martin, and Ewan Mackin is in it. So,
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of, I was like, I'm very slowly working my way through meeting the cast of Merlin, and so he's number 4 that I've met. And then Thursday night is the Webtoon Green Room party, which I'm excited about. And that's my Thursday pretty much.
You have a pretty full Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think we all have pretty full Thursdays, so really. So I'll go over mine real fast. We have been reviewing debuting the show Siren, and so I will be attending the panel for that and live tweeting the panel, and then I have the press room after that. So I'm very excited, and then I have the Origin press room. It's one of the new series on YouTube, and it stars Tom Felton and Natalia Tena. So I get to meet them, my fave Harry Potter, Game of Thrones people. And then I have a very full Thursday. Right away, then I have the Van Helsing panel, and then the press room. So I'll be doing that during the day, and then I have Game of Thrones.
Yeah, which
is
we're
not
both going.
It's not technically called Game of Thrones.
Game of
but
Thrones.
that's what we're calling
That's what
it.
it is.
So we are going to be partying hard tomorrow night.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my Thursday, lots of things overlap, so plans can change. I most likely will be at the Misfits and Monsters press room. I also have an interview with Travis Langley, who is the psychologist who writes a lot of books about different pop culture franchises. Like, he has a Westworld book coming out this fall. He's written books about Batman and Supernatural and all sorts of things. There is a press room I don't want to promise right now, but if I can get into it, I will tweet and let you all know what that is. So stay tuned to our Twitter account for that, because if I get in, it's really cool, trust me. But for now, in the afternoon, in case you're wondering why I'm looking at my phone, all my notes are here. In the afternoon, I'm doing the Closet Smash Party by Skybound. And then I actually have a few minutes to breathe after that. And then Rave of Thrones, that's not Rave of Thrones.
We're going to get super crimped and
Yes.
hot for that party.
So stay tuned on social media for us looking great for Rave of Thrones.
And drunk tweeting, possibly from the Geekiary.
We're going to try not to drunk tweet from the Geekiary account, and no promises, because we'll be drunk, so our judgment will be
How much money did you spend and how long?
I have a $50 bar card for 2.5 hours, so that's a lot of time to make mistakes.
Probably not as much time as you think. Dan, what do you got going tomorrow?
I have an interview with Max Allen Collins about his new comic book based on Mickey Spillane's Mike Hammer. Then another interview with the creative team behind The Margins, a new comic series coming from Fan-Based Press later this year. It's actually going to debut on Monday after Comic-Con. Bunch of panels, and actually, I added this on my schedule last minute. There's another Dan Barry who's actually a artist in comic book who's actually going to be doing a signing. So I'll have to meet one of the other Dan Barrys, because there's two of them.
Dan Barry Con, y'all.
Yeah, there's also another Dan Barry who I don't know if it's going to be here or not. There's also a comic book guy.
Imagine if you had a picture of all three of you.
That's
Dan
right.
Barry Con.
Yes, that's what I want to try. If the other Dan Barry's here, get a shot with all three of us in it.
I will also mention that we do not have, sorry to interrupt your plans, but we are missing 2 additional people in our webcast right now. Khai just arrived in town and couldn't make it to the webcast. And then Tara, of course, who is one of my co-hosts for Feelings, doesn't come into town until tomorrow. So we'll try to maybe highlight some of what their plans are as well, but we don't have them here, so they can't really talk about it much. But do you want to finish off your Thursday? I'm sorry, and then we can go over what they're doing.
And just panel jumping between whatever I feel like at the time, and then Diamond Select Toys is a party tomorrow night, invite-only party, so I'll be at that. And then that's about it.
Speaking of Diamond Select Toys, I think Tara will be there to join you, and then she's doing Rave of Thrones too.
Yes, okay. At least 3 people drunk tweeting tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Diamond Select is open bar as well, so.
Yes,
Yes.
it's an industry party.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Did you have something?
No, I was just gonna point out, Khai, I know, is interviewing the cast and crew of Invader Zim, the new Invader Zim movie tomorrow.
Oh yes, yes.
That was something that I had hoped to do, and then they scheduled it for literally like during the only press room that I have tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, bummer.
Con heartbreak.
Yeah.
It's real.
It's like there's everything conflicts. Yeah. Hard decisions must be made.
Yeah, I think that Khai has a couple of other things lined up too, and I know she's planning on going to the Doctor Who panel So hopefully we can get some live tweets from that as well. I think that's it for Thursday. I know that was a lot of information, but we'll tweet out like our press rooms and kind of that coverage when we're done with the webcast. So let's go on to Friday. Might as well just keep going. Jamie?
I mean, Friday I have my own personal schedule, which is mostly panels that I'm not sure, hoping to make, not sure if I'd make, but I definitely know I'm going for Voltron panel. They're premiering the first episode of season 7, which premieres in August.
Wow.
So, and then I have the Voltron press room after the panel, and then my afternoon is pretty much free to do whatever I can fit into it.
Maybe a nap.
Yes, a nap, probably.
What are you doing at night?
I have Nerd Night, but they hacked it, and there's like 7,000 RSVPs for like 300 spots.
Yeah.
So that's still up in the air.
Yeah.
300 at most.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small venue.
I mean, it'd be nice to go, but I don't want to have to get there like 3 hours early to line up and then not get in.
Yeah, no, that's. I don't have much going on Friday personally. I like literally 10 minutes ago got confirmed for the Disenchantment press room. It's a new animated series that's premiering on Netflix from Matt Groening, who does The Simpsons. And Futurama. Yes, that will be. I'm probably out of all of you, I'm the least interested in animated stuff unless it's Frozen. So but this one actually sounds pretty interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it's all about and kind of hearing from the creators and everything. So that's like literally all I have. I need to go back through the panel schedule and find some fun panels that I want to do on that day, but I don't have them listed on my schedule at this point. We'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, I normally print out my schedule before I leave, and I just did not have.
I left my sheet at home on my desk. So yeah, that's great. Okay.
So my day on Friday is dominated by 2 things. Conan O'Brien, which takes up the vast majority of the day because I got to get there in the morning to get my wristband, and then I go do it at night. And then in the middle of the day, I'm going to get to take a look at the Deadpool suite, which is somewhere in this hotel room this hotel that we're in. I don't know where, but they basically decked out one of the suites themed for Deadpool to promote the uncut version of it coming out. So you'll see me tweeting that. There's a contest to actually be able to stay in that room that's still going, I think, through tomorrow. And then they draw for who wins on Friday. So when I'm there, I think it'll already be closed, but you should definitely enter it anyway and see what you might win. At night, I'm also going to be trying for the Nat Geo Party Nerd Night, but
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Speaking of Deadpool's marketing team, do you guys see the toilet seat covers in the convention center?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's some good marketing there. So Deadpool marketing's on point.
Yes, always is. And this still the same.
So the toilet seat covers or things are Deadpool themed.
They're like the toilet seat liners, like the paper.
Yes, the ass baskets.
Yeah. So for those of you who haven't seen it on social media yet,
Like me, who's been on a plane for 8 hours.
that's gross. I'm sorry.
She literally landed an hour ago.
All right.
And then my Friday, I have, speaking of Diamond Select Toys, I have an interview with their marketing guy. And then I have Star Trek Discovery press conference and the red carpet right afterwards. And then going to run from that to the Funko Fun Days party.
Woo. Sounds like our Fridays are generally light this year, whereas Thursday is going to kill us all.
Yeah. It'd be nice and a little mid-con break.
Yes.
And then like food.
My Thursday looks insane. My Friday looks better.
I have a 45-minute break on Thursday, and that's it. So that'll be fun. I don't have Tara or Khai's schedule here, but Tara is always like wandering around doing like fun things, taking really great pictures, especially like cosplay and the like general con environment. So I expect that from her. And yeah.
Khai has an author interview. I know.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of the author, and I feel really terrible about that. So I'm trying to find it in my email, but I don't anticipate being able to find that. It was the author of The Prince and the Dressmaker. I can't remember her name. Jen Wang.
You know I don't read, so
Books.
yeah, books. Not really, but yeah.
So
I have no idea.
she has that tomorrow at like 5:30
On Thursday? On Friday?
Friday. Oh my god, Friday.
You
Sorry.
said tomorrow. and
I
you threw me
did.
off.
I
Oh
meant
my
Friday.
goodness.
Sorry.
We're all tired.
Yeah.
It's only Wednesday.
And like most of us
And
are
it's only,
jet
like,
lagged,
4:30,
except
yeah.
for this guy.
It is here.
Like,
Yeah.
speaking
5 miles
of
away.
the Deadpool suite, I just wanted to mention we are in the Hard Rock Hotel right now, which is nice. We're in a suite, so that's why we're all like sitting on a little couch this
And not
year.
a bed.
Yeah.
Not like
not 2 beds.
no, not the luggage.
Yeah, usually
Rack
we have to bring out like
or-
luggage racks at the chair and like people are sitting on beds and the floor and it's just like we're a mess this year.
This
We're
year,
still a mess, but
this year's good. Like, we're all like on a cushion at least. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not on
nice.
a cushion, but it's okay.
Oh, you're not.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do Saturday. You want to start us off again?
Saturday, I have Steven Universe press room first thing. Yay! I'm only up to like episode 505 though, so send me questions because I know basically what happens in the season, but I just haven't seen the episodes yet. And then I haven't gotten confirmed for a press room yet, so I'm still waiting to hear about that. And if I'm confirmed for it, I'm going to that. But if I'm not, I'm going to Supergirl. Yay! And if I am confirmed for the press room I haven't been confirmed for, then Angel is doing Supergirl. So we will be doing Supergirl. Just depends on which one of us it is.
yeah.
And then, I have panels and stuff listed. And one of the sci-fi parties I RSVP'd for on Saturday, but apparently that one's like super hard to get into.
Oh, the Harry Potter themed one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I RSVP'd for that too, but I don't know. I'll put you on the spot a little bit here. Yeah. There was some controversy on Twitter this week about Supergirl because like somebody said somewhere, oh, I think the moderator of the panel said that they weren't doing press this year, and then all of a sudden, like press room invites went out.
Yes.
So, so that I think like the confirmations for that are going out pretty late.
I just got mine today when I was on the flight.
Yeah.
So.
But do you think that like it was intentional that they said no press and then changed their mind, or do you think they were going to have it all along? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, Melissa Benoist is actually on Broadway this summer, and so I think they weren't sure if they were going to be able to have her available to do press. And even though the other actors would have been here, it's kind of hard to have a Supergirl press room without Supergirl. So I don't think it was intentional. I think it was probably just like, oh, we actually can do it. So there you go.
I've just seen a lot of speculation on social media about it, so I wondered what your
Yeah,
thoughts were.
they did have kind of a thing last year. You probably remember Freed wrote an article about it, but that was not actually in the press room. That was in a separate interview. So the press room last year was actually fine. But that was an individual interview. So I don't know. I'm inclined to think that it was not intentional because she is, on Broadway this summer. So I'm sure there was issues with the scheduling. They probably didn't think they could fit it in.
Yeah.
Or that she would get here in time, maybe. I don't know.
Wonder how long she's actually going to be here. Like
She's probably coming in because the press room's at 12:30 tomorrow or something. So she might be flying
Friday or
Saturday.
Saturday. Oh my
Not-
god. I'm sorry, I don't know what day it is. It's 12:30 on Saturday, so she's probably flying in Saturday morning, and then the panel is at 3:30 or something. She might actually be flying out Saturday.
Gross.
Who knows?
That's ugh.
But I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, no, I wanted to see your thoughts on that.
I was very surprised also because it's like I had heard that they weren't giving press, and then all of a
Right.
sudden I got an invitation, and I was like, oh, okay.
But that cast is pretty great to be like.
Oh yeah,
To interview and
Katie
stuff.
McGrath is going to be there.
Another Merlin.
Yes.
Check them out. Yes. That's good. All right. My Saturday, I have a couple of biggies. I have the Winona Earp press room on Saturday, and then also hopefully doing the panel later that evening. It's pretty late. It's like at 6:45 this year, so I'm gonna try to get in there and live tweet that, but it depends on my other stuff. Which my other press room I have that day is Deadly Class, which is a new series on Sci-Fi. So that will be cool. I also have a party on Saturday night. I'm going to the Bizarre States 200th episode party. I was able to get VIP for that. So I will be attending that, and that should be fun. So that's my Saturday. I'm going to try to fit in again some other panels, but I got to go back through and again check them out.
Didn't really have time to do that. Like I have some on my schedule, but I was like, I didn't really have time.
Yeah,
because of course I wanted to get into Supergirl, but that's going to be hard to make.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
We don't have reserved seating, which I asked about and did not hear about. So.
Yeah. What do you got on
So
Saturday?
for my Saturday, I'm intentionally keeping it a little bit loose because I might have to fill in for you for Supergirl. But right now, my morning is dedicated to the Boku no Hero Academia panel. Waiting for that and then live tweeting from it. The creator is going to be doing a live draw of one of the characters, so that should be fun. If I'm allowed to video it, I will, but if not, at least I'll post some pictures on social media. And if I'm not doing Supergirl for you, I'm going to the Skybound Insider Party with this guy. And one of our viewers over there, apparently.
Oh, wait, I forgot. Oh, you finished. I forgot something that I had.
Honestly, that and waiting in line for something is all I have on Saturday. But something might be coming up because Sci-Fi tweeted me and wanted me to apply for a fan creator award. And I think that if that happens, it's on Saturday. But I don't know anything. They tweeted me because I tweeted about fan fiction and asked me to apply for an award.
And you didn't even tag them or anything.
I didn't. They just came at me.
Found you.
I also got interviewed by them today. So Sci-Fi and I are apparently buddies at this con this year. I don't know. But I think that if I win the award, it's Saturday. But since they haven't emailed me back about it, I don't know.
Well, they probably have to have time to review it. You said it was pretty thorough.
Yeah.
So yeah. Don't lose hope.
We'll see.
I forgot I have Man in the High Castle.
Oh yeah,
Press
yeah.
room on Saturday. So
Excellent. Excellent.
a lot of press rooms on Saturday.
Maybe I have some panels, which I'll figure out which ones I want to hit up. I have the Skybound Insiders Party, which Stephanie already mentioned. Towards the end of the evening, probably the Kevin Smith Hall H panel, and possibly the Masquerade after that. Yeah.
How crazy do we think Saturday Hall H is going to be this year with no Marvel?
Bad.
No Marvel, no Game of Thrones.
Well, Game of Thrones would be on Friday. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hall H, I think this is going to be like a weird year for Hall H. I think because there's already people in line for tomorrow
And Friday.
and Friday.
There are people in line for Friday today on Wednesday.
For what? The Walking Dead's not here.
Walking Dead's here.
The Walking Dead is here. My bad.
Yeah.
Of course, The Walking Dead is here.
The
They're on our
people
freaking
I
budget.
know, she's the first person in line for Friday, and she's here for Preacher.
Isn't that like the last panel of the day?
Yeah, but you know what? I'm doing the same thing for Holly on Sunday, so I can't judge her for it. I'm waiting in the line and sitting through a bunch of panels on Sunday, which we haven't gotten to yet. That'll be next. Just a waiting panel. And so that's my Sunday. But anyway.
We also we got to do a shout out for Tara's panel that's happening. It's A Song of Ice and Fire / Game of Thrones panel. It's at the Central Library at 4 o'clock. Tara will be on that panel. They do it every year, so it'll be fun. They've got some changes in the lineup on the panel this year, but she will be there, of course.
And also she would probably want us to mention that they usually go out for drinks with people after, so you can go drinking with them.
Yeah.
After.
So if you hit up the panel, they'll give you the details during the panel generally about where they're going after that. So you talk even more about A Song of Ice and Fire or Game of Thrones over some alcoholic beverages. So
some adult beverages.
well, it was funny because I went to a party last night. We all did too.
I did not.
You were not here yet. We went to Corgi Commander's party, and
The bar that should not be named.
yes, we won't talk about that. But I did check in at said bar, and one of the options on Facebook, when you check in, was like, I chose drinking everything alcoholic, and which was kind of true. And one of my friends commented on it. She was like, "LOL, drinking everything alcoholic." It's like, that's what you do at Comic-Con. So for those of you who've never been here, that's what happens. If you couldn't tell. Other than the panel that Tara's on, she's got a couple of interviews and don't really know what Khai's doing, so it'll be a surprise for all.
I know Khai has interview with Seth MacFarlane for the Cosmos show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's still waiting on one from Neil deGrasse Tyson for a one-on-one with them, and a roundtable with some of the creators behind the show. That I know. Not sure what else she has.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll just see. We'll see.
We'll all be surprised.
So let's move on to Sunday, which I'm gonna go first because I have nothing. Sunday always seems light for me, and I always end up going on the exhibit floor, which is always a mistake because it's always packed. So I'm gonna try to not do that this year, but I might still do it anyway. Friends of Comic-Con dinner at the end of the con, but I'm sure I'll talk about that in a few. You have anything going on?
There were a couple of panels I wanted to attend. Sunday's usually a pretty light day, for me too. There is, I want to do the Shonen Jump panel because a lot of the manga that I read is in Shonen Jump, and the Boku no Hero Academia creator will be on the panel, so that should be fun to get into. But the panel directly after in the same room is the Women of Marvel panel, which I go to every year at New York Comic-Con. Yeah, I'm able to go to it every year at New York Comic-Con, but I haven't been able to make it at San Diego Comic-Con yet. So maybe this year will be the year that I can actually make it to that panel. And then that's pretty much it for me. There's a couple other panels that I'm interested in, but it's
some
game time decision.
I saw some. I don't have anything on listed on my schedule yet, but there are some really good smaller panels happening on Sunday that I'm very interested in. So we'll see where all those fall.
I've literally already said what my Sunday is. It's sitting in the same room all day until 2:15 when the panel I want to see actually happens, which is the Legion panel.
And what room is that in?
Hall H, which is really great and terrible at the same time. Great because it was in Ballroom 20 last year, so it's been upgraded, which tends to mean it's more popular, maybe not necessarily with ratings, but as far as what they think will draw a crowd, it's been upgraded from B20 to Hall H. But terrible because Hall H is a nightmare. At least typically it's a nightmare to get into. And I'm competing against Supernatural fans and Riverdale fans, and I'll be in there for all of it, but the thing I want at the very end of the day.
That sounds like fun.
I know. Great.
Yeah. Oh, isn't never mind. I don't know. I think you'll enjoy some of those other panels maybe a little beforehand, but maybe not. I don't know.
Well, in Mayans too, which is apparently a spinoff of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah.
Which I also never watched, but that's on the Hilton Bayfront this year. Because every year on the Hilton Bayfront, they do you know, a huge building wrap that's like 30 stories high. And last year it was Legion, this year it's Mayans. So they're really pushing Mayans.
That wrap is really cool though.
It is a cool wrap.
It's very like artistic and.
But I'm
I've
bitter
seen it.
because I'm a Legion fan, or else
We had to come from the other end when coming in, because because my flight was delayed several hours, and so by the time we got here, Harbor.
You have an off-camera remembrance there, so.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
So yeah, by the harbor is closed this year. The road in front of the convention center, directly in front of the convention center, is closed. So my Uber driver had real fun getting me from the airport, which is over there, to the Hilton, which is over.
Because usually it's just a
It's
straight
usually
shot.
a straight
down
shot.
Harbor.
We have to go through town, and there's a bunch of random roads closed through in the gas plant too,
Yeah.
that aren't marked, because he had, you know, Uber drivers have like their own app, and it should mark the road closures. And it did actually have Harbor marked that it was closed, but it was still telling him to go that way.
yeah, so that is, while it might not be related to Sunday, that is kind of an interesting change this year, is that they are closing down Harbor, and apparently a lot of other things too.
Yeah.
I don't know what, so.
I know they're closing Fifth down to like Island.
Yeah,
So usually it's just on this road here, which is, I
A
don't
J,
know what
I
it is.
think. I think this is J.
Yeah.
The road. I know the road's closed right when you get to the Hilton gas plant too.
Yeah, usually I think Fifth is closed up until J Street, so it's like one block.
Mhm.
This year they're going all the way to Island, which is like 3-ish blocks, I think. I might be a little
that
off.
sounds about right.
You can Google
Yeah.
map it, y'all, but it's more.
Lots of pedestrian availability traffic without cars, which is nice.
Yeah.
That includes bicycles and scooters, by the way. You cannot do those. Sorry, Dan. We
We went on a
hijacked your
tangent.
area.
My son made a couple of smaller panels, the annual Jack Kirby tribute, inside the Comic-Con Museum, which should be opening in 2019, I think they said. So hit that panel up. And then the round out the day, the X-Men the Animated Series celebrates 25 years panel with a couple of the original showrunners and producers.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
which is going to be a cool little reunion. So those are the 3 panels. No real press stuff that day. Yeah, and that's my Sunday. And then just a party after, or the dinner get together afterwards, and
Yeah.
call it a con.
At least 2 of us, or do 3 of us have the Friends of Comic-Con dinner?
Yes.
Okay,
Something I'm
so
going to
the
mention.
3 of us are going to it, which shout out to Friends of Comic-Con too, if you're not
Yeah.
part of their forum. The dinner is full. It fills up like 3-4 months in advance. But if you join the forum and kind of hang out, you'll see when the reservations like go up, and you can reserve a spot for these types of events. But the Friends of Comic-Con forum is basically like a family. Like it starts off Wednesday with a breakfast meetup and
Which
concludes on
that's
Sunday.
what we did today.
Yeah, so, you know, shout out to them, because
Yeah.
they're a fantastic community.
We have a moderator here off camera.
Oh, yeah, so hey, I really
Hello.
wasn't intending to suck up to her, but she's there, so hey.
She speaks. Okay. Yeah. So that's great. Friends of Comic-Con. We love them. We're all members, I think.
Yeah, I think all of us are members.
So that's great, and it's a great community, and even if you are not like I'm not real social. It seems like it. I'm funny, but no, I have a hard time like meeting people, and I don't like strangers. But being on a forum where you have like the internet aspect of it is nice, and then you get to see them face to face during con is really great. So, and everybody's super nice and helpful. I think everybody wants everybody else to genuinely have a really good con experience.
Mhm.
So, yeah. What else? What else, people? What's going on? Do you have like any must-dos this year? Like maybe not necessarily for the con itself, but like off-sites that you're gonna do, or restaurants you want to check out.
All the offsites are escape rooms, so
That's a no.
I hate escape rooms. I know I keep
So
saying
much.
it, but I don't like them.
So my to be determined thing is the Wired Cafe, which is an invite-only party, so it's not something you can really just show up to. But I actually got an invite this year. Like, my mind was blown. Usually I'm just someone's +1, like a friend gets in and they're like, she's with me. But this year I actually got the email, so I'm gonna try to do that, but I don't know when, because you just heard our entire schedule. There is no free time. Maybe Friday.
That's what I'm thinking.
So I'll tweet pictures from that. You can see other people having fun. I'm sure that's a quality thing to tweet.
And day drinking.
And day drinking. Day drinking a big part of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Let me pull up mine, because I had a bunch of panels like on Friday that I had listed that I don't have like on the main schedule, because it's very much a if I can actually get into it kind of thing. But they are doing hold on, it's loading. So there was so there's something called I was interested in the future of film is female. Ooh, that sounds good. And then there's a panel on the women of Star Wars and the best and worst manga of 2018.
Oh
my God.
that sounds controversial.
Yeah. And then the Darkest Minds panel. It's opposite Supergirl. That's my plan B if I can't get into Supergirl.
I saw a trailer for Darkest Minds. That looks really interesting.
I actually was gonna message you and ask. I have a copy of the book. I was gonna ask if you wanted me to bring it so that you could read it, but I couldn't find it, so I'm sorry. It's somewhere. And then really would like to try to get into the Brooklyn Nine-Nine panel, but it's late, and I have the Webtoon Green Room right after, and also I have a feeling that's going to be a pretty popular panel, so it's probably going to be pretty difficult to get
like
in.
7 p.m., isn't it?
Yeah.
And what room is that in?
Indigo.
That's an interesting
We all
room.
know because we all want to go.
Yeah, we all want to go.
I wanted to go, but I saw the time, and I'm just like, I can't make that, so I
It's a
stopped
very
paying
awkward
attention to it.
time.
7 p.m.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good late panels this year, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But maybe also good. I don't know.
Let's just add an official 5th day to this convention. Make Preview Night Tuesday. Oh, there's lots of head shaking going on in the peanut gallery over there. So
I don't know.
I think they could really just utilize the space that they already like. Ballroom 20 is not open on Sunday. They can put stuff in there.
I think Indigo's closed on Sundays too, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's definitely, considering that like Marvel isn't coming to Hall H, there was some stuff that I thought they would move into Hall H that they didn't, like the DC TV panels, which are terrible to get into because they're in Ballroom 20, which is the second biggest room, but it's like half the size of Hall H.
And they're all like back to back.
And they're all
and all the fans overlap.
And
yeah, they're gonna just stay there.
Yeah.
I say this as a major Legion fangirl. I feel like Legion's fandom is much smaller than Supergirl's. And again, I adore Legion. I am not insulting it. I think it should be way more popular than everything else on television. Sorry. But I don't think it is. And it's
you're dealing also with cable versus network. So even the audience is broader for Supergirl. So
that's true.
So it doesn't make any sense to me either.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Last year for Supergirl, I had studio seating, so I didn't have to wait in line, which was wonderful. Because 2 years ago when I went, it was like, I think I got there 2 hours early, and I just got into the panel after being in line for 2 hours. And yeah.
Well, let's maybe briefly. Do you want to talk about like all of the hotels here promote stuff through like wraps and sometimes offsites or parties or like specials. I don't know, like the Hard Rock is really pushing Disenchantment. They have the wraps for that, and then also Manifest, which is
I walked past that coming in.
Yeah, and that's good. Manifest is going to be on NBC this fall, and they have an oxygen bar in the lobby, which is interesting.
I'm going to retweet that because I took a video of the Manifest thing downstairs. It's on my own personal Twitter, though, so I'm going to send that on over to the Geekiary right now.
What is the gorilla?
I don't know what the gorilla
I thought it
is.
was for Rampage.
Rampage? Okay,
Yeah.
there's a gorilla out in front of
Yeah,
the water.
George.
There's a gorilla out.
That's a gorilla chair at the gas
I
lamp.
have not seen that yet, so okay.
It's a thing.
It's about 10 feet tall.
Cool.
The Marriott Marquis has Conan as one of the wraps, and also the Dragon Ball Z movie, which I feel is an interesting choice.
Marriott Marquis is very Dragon Ball Z. They have a thing out in back for Dragon Ball Z, and then the entire front portion of their building has like DBZ on it. But then, yeah, the wrap. And in case you don't know the terminology we're using, a wrap is a building wrap. It's like a poster that goes around the entire building, but you can still see out the window. So
Kind of like looking through a screen.
Yeah, yeah. So
And don't they also have the cute Jack Ryan one as well?
Oh yes, they
Yeah.
do.
yes, yes. So lots of stuff going on.
I
And
was stuck in traffic in front of the Marriott for quite a while.
what building is the Jack Ryan one on over here?
The
I want to say it's okay, it's Omni
And they also have the Gifted.
and the Gifted. The Omni one though for Jack Ryan's not so good because the windows open and it like when everyone has their windows open you can't see what it's promoting. Because the wraps go across the windows. So like suddenly like his face is gone because someone's hot in their room. Like it's just not very a good spot.
What about the Adult Swim and the FX over?
Oh, I know the FX one is Mayans on Hilton Bayfront. What are
The
the
activations.
Oh right. Outside the Hilton Bayfront is the Exhibition.
Yes.
Which is basically all of FX's things. I actually don't think they have a Mayans one though, even though they're promoting it really hard. I know they have Legion, which I want to try, but
Good luck.
yeah, but I mean, off-site lines are long. They have American Horror Story. I don't think they have the Gifted either as an activation.
Well, the Gifted is on one of the buildings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on a
Yeah.
building, but I don't think it's part of the F exhibition. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
I think there's a few other F exhibitions,
Yeah.
but there are things I don't know, so I'm just like,
I'd have to go through my email.
Yeah.
I have it written.
And
I'm
next,
very unprepared this year.
yeah, it's a weird year. Next door at the, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say last week I worked nights. 'Cause
Oh,
normally the week before Comic-Con is when I like get everything together, but when I work nights, I really don't have time to do that. So I had like no time.
You have one that's over there.
Sure.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Archer, American Horror Story.
So-
Legion, and Mayans.
yeah. So
Archer.
if
How did
you
you forget
couldn't, if you couldn't hear her, because I can hear the microphone space this way, it's Archer, Legion, American Horror Story.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And did we miss Mayans? Mayans has an offsite. Oh, didn't know that.
And then next to them is Fox with American or Family Guy and Simpsons.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a little boost you can go sit in for Family Guy and Simpsons.
I miss. I didn't do it, but one year the Simpsons offsite was Homer's head. I just remember seeing that. Like I have no idea what was inside it, but it was just so cool to walk past.
You can sit on the Simpsons couch this year.
Yeah. And then Adult Swim has summer camp.
Yeah, so there's a giant teepee out behind the convention center, and that's for Adult Swim. But I don't know what's going on with Adult Swim because
I've just been lying in bed all day.
I've done a lot of walking. I walked 5 miles yesterday, and the convention hadn't even started. But yeah, so much stuff behind the convention center this year.
And the Adult Swim State Park.
The like the one with the teepee, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's their
yeah.
state park.
Oh, state. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what they're calling it.
And right across the street at the Pelton Gas Lamp, they've got some Marvel stuff. Like Iron Fist
Yeah.
is up there as a wrap, and I think one of the Marvel like weird animated things that I don't watch.
I saw Iron Fist graffiti.
Oh, and the book place right out front.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, we got to talk about the Good Place, obviously.
That one's super popular.
They're taking over that Gaslamp Square and Tin Fish, and there's like an off-site sort of thing that I RSVP'd for, so I guess I will do it, but I don't know when.
I like the little signs that they have going. Like one of the signs says Brooklyn Nine-Nine wouldn't be canceled in the Good Place.
Nice.
What's
that
on
is great. Like NBC is like super embracing this taking over Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But I mean, by sending them here in the first place is amazing.
No,
So,
they're ours now. Go for it. Meet your fans. But I'm not sure if this is the graffiti you were talking about, but I keep seeing this graffiti like in crosswalks, and I don't know what it's advertising because I can't read the handwriting.
Oh no, it was on the side of a building. It was the
Okay.
IFS symbol.
But I thought at first that it was just some random graffiti, but now I'm thinking it's an offsite, but I don't know what it's advertising. Like, legitimately.
There's something match, wasn't it?
Some Mansion Life. I don't know what it is. And so I guess that's not a very good offsite if we have no idea what they're advertising.
So by the IMDb, don't you know about that? You can watch Kevin Smith interviewing people Friday and Saturday.
Oh yeah, is that the yacht behind the convention center? Yeah, IMDb has a big yacht outside the convention center, which says it's from Honolulu, but let me tell you, I don't think that boat can make it across the ocean. But
They're gonna have a big screen showing everything as well.
oh, cool.
Oh, is that new this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually they have interviews on the boat, but plebs don't get to see those.
But now you do, because
But now there's going to be a big screen. So
Well, cool.
Yeah, at the Omni, there's Future Tech Live, which is a lot of AR and VR type stuff. From Deadpool 2, Ready Player One, Jurassic World VR are all going to be featured there.
All right.
and then probably at some point, probably on Friday when I have like nothing planned, we'll head over to the Petco Interactive Zone or whatever the crap they're calling it this year.
The experience.
The experience.
Oh, okay.
But I know there's a Cloak and Dagger thing there and a bunch of other stuff. Last year, I went over there because they had a Voltron food truck, which was free frozen yogurt.
If Voltron is anywhere, Jamie will soon be there as well.
Except this year, I can't afford the exclusives this year. So I bought the Lions last year. I can't buy the Lions this year. Sorry, you already had like $100 of my dollars.
New for this year at the experience, there will be more like fast pass lines for badge holders, from what I heard.
Oh yeah, I briefly heard that too, but I don't know how it works. And again, in case you can't hear our offsite,
Sorry.
Comic-Con moderator, the activations at the experience, and another terminology explanation, when we say activations, that's basically the same thing as an offsite, and it's an event that's not taking place at the convention center itself.
Activations are usually interactive.
Yeah.
Offsites can be like.
Okay, so subtle distinction, yeah. But
We use them interchangeably, but they.
I don't know if that's what it's called, but they said badge holders will get priority to the lines.
Vague information, but let's see how that shakes out.
Yeah, a lot of offsites at Comic-Con don't require badges to use, so that's why the lines tend to be really long, because a lot of people will come and they can only get badges for 2 days, or didn't get badges at all, but they still want to come. So locals, yeah, locals.
So, yeah. So, I've already been here for a couple days, and it's been nice walking around the gas lamp, eating at some places and having some cocktails and doing that again tonight. So have you had any like positive experiences here with the local businesses?
Yeah, there is this little liquor store that I go to every year. It's behind the Hilton Gas Lamp. I think it's called like City Market or something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but you can literally probably see it from here.
I can see it.
It's the one right behind the Hilton Gas Lamp on, I want to say J. I might be wrong, but I go to it every year. It's really small, hole in the wall. They make good food, and usually it's very cramped. And this year I walked in, and like there's space, there's room, and like you can move. And so I commented to the guy, I'm like, "Is this place bigger than last year?" And he's like, "Yeah, like we took over the space next door and expanded. We're 1,000 feet now." And it's like,
that's nice. That's where you go to buy your last minute liquor.
yeah, last minute liquor. I bought some rum there, pre-webcast. And there's usually no line. You can get food there with no line.
Yeah, big sandwiches.
So
yeah.
really nice people that run the place. So if you're looking for food, liquor, etc., without a line and run by good people that appreciate Comic-Con folk, go to that. I wish I could remember the name of it though. I didn't know I'd be like promoting them.
Sorry. I like to throw people off. Yeah, I always have pretty good experiences with the local businesses here. It's very stressful for them. Obviously, there's like a lot of people. They also, just kind of as a heads up, like because there are so many people and they're generally working with like the same amount of staff, a lot of restaurants, especially in the gas lamp, have like an abbreviated menu where there's only maybe 5 or 6 entree options instead of like 15. And that's just so that they have they don't have to have as much inventory, and it's quicker and easier to turn over tables and stuff. So be aware of that if you're down here. And sometimes it's disappointing because you're like scoping, the menu before you come out, and you're like, ooh, that sounds good. And then you go there and it's not the menu. That's always a bummer.
Yeah, and be nice to the people that are being really overworked this year, or every year that you come out here, and tip well, because we want a lot of businesses to like us. Think of Comic-Con people as the positive, giant group of nerds that invade town and
spend all their money.
Spend all their money on them, yeah.
Because we really do. We just spend all their money. Spend all of our money, not their money.
They get our money. We're tired and a little busted.
Yeah, and also because of those road closures, also just be aware about if you are staying, like especially in the gas lamp, with your ride shares like Uber and Lyft and stuff, or because there are so many road closures this year, and I know that like these centrally located hotels you're not going to have rideshare access. So we always get Lyft like a million times, and it's just not going to happen this year. So.
I've been here a day and a half, and I've taken Lyft 5 or 6 times already.
That ends now.
Yeah.
So also be conscious, like if you're going to parties and maybe wearing the heels.
Oh yeah, I have sandals.
Yeah, sometimes we like to wear heels and then take the Lyft back home. Nope. So you got to drink so much where you can't feel your feet anymore. So, and then walk home.
That's probably not
the plan.
smart.
So instead of lifting it back, you just get too drunk to carry your
Don't listen. I am being sarcastic, kind of. Like it is good advice. It's advice. It's not good. So yeah, cool. Yeah, I had like yesterday we were down at Union Tap just down the street, and we had a really good conversation with the bartender there, and it was lovely. And a lot of the local restaurants too, in addition to the specialty menus, like I know a lot of them are doing specialty drinks, like themed drinks and stuff, themed cocktails. So they want you to drink, and so. My challenge to the viewers and you guys and stuff, if you're going out to these places and you get a themed drink, like one is called like Loki's Tesseract or something, like take a photo. And because I really like to look at pictures of cocktails. That's weird.
Tweet them at us too.
Yeah, it's just like, especially if they're like pretty drinks, and especially bonus points if they taste good, even though you can't tell if they taste like through picture. But
this tastes pink.
Sometimes they do taste pink. Yeah. So yeah, definitely do that. And anything that anybody else would like to add on this preview night?
Did anybody else sign up for the Buffy the Vampire Slayer scavenger hunt?
I did not.
Because they sent out the final clues, and I just don't know what some of these are. Like some of them are really obvious. They're mostly publishing booths that you stop at on the convention floor. And then the last clue is the Harbor House. But I don't know what this couple of these are. So I don't know.
If you know, tweet us and we'll make sure it gets to Jamie. One other thing I do want to talk about that was really cool that happened to me today, I kind of briefly mentioned it earlier. Sci-Fi, the network, interviewed me today, and they're going to be using the interview sporadically on their channel for a few years, is what I was told. So if you ever watch Sci-Fi, apparently you might see me talking about crap. It's great. But they asked some really great questions, and it was a really fun conversation to have. Like, they asked everything from the basic, like, who's your favorite superhero, or why do you like, this type of media, all the way to like, you know, how does it feel to be a woman like in geek culture, and like how has that changed over the years? Like, so simple questions and in-depth questions. It was super fun. So if you see me on Sci-Fi, please tweet me, because I want to know like what parts of it made it.
And maybe somebody else might get stopped too.
Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
on the pedestrian bridge?
Yeah, it was over. Well, no, it wasn't on the bridge. It was by Hilton Bayfront though.
Oh, okay, because when I was walking over, there was a Deadpool and a Gwenpool getting interviewed.
Yeah, but I really want to know like what parts make it. So seriously, tweet us.
Have you got? I do want to ask one more thing. So I like to throw people for loops. Have you had any celebrity encounters yet?
No, none at all so far.
No.
You've been here.
I think I saw somebody famous in the Bayfront, but I would not be able to tell you who it was. So,
I have, but
Oh, so tell.
I was walking around and I passed Finn Jones. And he
Iron
plays
Fist himself.
Iron Fist.
Oh, here?
In
In
our
our hotel?
I'm trying to not talk about locations because, you know, we don't want to give too much away.
he seems like he'd be short in real life. Is he short?
No, he's actually,
Really?
he's not like tall, but he's probably like 6 feet.
That I don't know why
Like
I just
5'10".
assumed he would be short.
No, he's very lanky, but he's tall and
A
lanky.
little
My
suspender.
apologies to Finn
So,
Jones.
yeah.
Sorry. Finn
We've
Jones.
talked a lot about his body. I'm sorry, I'm feeling, because when he got cast as Iron Fist, we were like, how is this gonna work? So, but no, he's a nice guy, and
Now he's a nice guy. Apparently.
no, we weren't saying he wasn't nice. It was just like he's very thin. A lot of celebrities are
Sorry,
very
making
thin.
myself
So, anyway, we will have many celebrity encounters, I'm sure, but just again, be respectful. We don't want to talk about where they're staying or whatever. So, yeah, and be respectful. We talked about that the other night.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about being respectful, watch our previous webcast about parties, because we go into depth on that.
Rule of thumb, if they're working, it's generally okay to be like, hey, I'm a fan. If you're in a social situation like a party, it's also generally okay, use your best judgment. If they're off the clock, like very obviously in transit or eating dinner or like doing private time, we try to avoid approaching or pointing.
Yes, you're pointing experience. Over there.
So curious.
Do as we say, not as we do.
Sometimes you get caught up in the moment. I understand. So anyway, yeah. So that's cool. I think we're all good.
I think we're good.
And we'll keep watching our social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We'll be doing lots of stuff there too. So I'm Erin again, Jamie, Angel, Dan. Thank you for joining us for our preview night webcast. And we'll be back for our normally scheduled, I don't know.
Regularly scheduled.
That's better. Regularly scheduled webcast, first Thursday of August, which I have no idea what that date is. So, but that's when we'll be back. So have a very safe con, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.